Have you ever stood up in the morning and felt like your feet were asleep and they just wouldn't wake up? Maybe it's a tingling. Maybe it's numbness. Maybe it feels like you're walking on a thin layer of cotton no matter how many times you flex your toes. If that sounds familiar, you're not imagining things, and you're definitely not alone. Millions of people notice changes like this in their feet as they get older, and yet almost nobody talks about it openly. It's the kind of thing you might mention quietly to a friend or just quietly worry about on your own. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 simple exercises you can do sitting right in a chair, no mats, no getting down on the floor, nothing fancy, that may help support circulation, comfort, and balance if you're dealing with tingling or numbness in your feet. I'll explain exactly how to do each one, why it may help, and what to watch, for that means it's time to call your doctor. By the end of this video, you'll have a short, simple routine you can start today, right from your favorite chair. Let's get into it. Before we get to the exercises, let's talk for a second about what tingling or numb feet actually means, because understanding it makes the exercises make a lot more sense. This sensation has a name: peripheral neuropathy. It happens when the nerves that carry signals from your feet up to your brain get irritated, damaged, or simply don't work quite the way they used to. These nerves are long, delicate pathways, and over time, things like reduced blood flow, high blood sugar, certain vitamin deficiencies, or long-term pressure on a nerve can all interfere with how clearly those signals travel. It's more common as we get older, and it often shows up gradually, so gradually that many people don't notice it until it's already affecting their balance or their confidence on their feet. Now, here's the detail most people miss. Movement doesn't fix the nerve damage itself, but it can make a real difference in how your feet feel day to day. This is an important distinction, so let's slow down on it for a moment. Exercise is not a cure. It will not regrow damaged nerves, and anyone who tells you it will is not being honest with you. What gentle, regular movement can do is support healthy blood flow to your lower legs and feet, and better circulation is associated with better nerve health over time, along with some relief from that uncomfortable tingling or prickling sensation. Think of it less like a cure and more like giving your feet the best possible environment to feel their best, day after day. That's exactly why chair exercises are such a great starting point, especially if standing balance feels a little shaky, which is extremely common when your feet aren't sending clear signals to your brain. When you can't fully feel the ground beneath you, your whole sense of stability changes, even if you don't consciously notice it. Chair exercises let you build strength and circulation safely without adding any fall risk. So even if you've never been much of an exercise person, these 4 movements are gentle enough to start today. Let's start with the simplest one: ankle circles. Sit tall in your chair, feet flat on the floor, shoulders relaxed. Lift one foot a few inches off the ground. Now slowly rotate your ankle in a circle, 10 times in one direction, then 10 times in the other. Then switch to your other foot and repeat. Sounds almost too simple, right? But there's one detail most people miss. The slowness is the whole point. Rushing through ankle circles barely engages the small muscles and blood vessels around your ankle. Doing them slowly with control is what helps encourage circulation into that lower leg and foot area, which is exactly where numbness tends to show up first. You can do this once or twice a day, and it takes less than a minute per foot, which makes it easy to fit in while you're having your morning coffee or watching the news. Next, let's wake up the muscles in the bottom of your feet with toe curls. Place a small towel flat on the floor under one foot. Keeping your heel down, use your toes to scrunch the towel towards you, almost like you're grabbing it with your toes the way you might grab a blanket. Release and repeat 10 times, then switch to your other foot. If you want a version that feels a little more like a game, scatter a few large, safe household objects nearby, like big buttons or a soft ball, and try picking them up with your toes instead. Here's the part people don't expect. This exercise isn't just about your toes. It activates small stabilizing muscles across the entire foot, which can support better balance and a stronger sense of where your feet are in space, something that often gets thrown off when sensation is reduced. Better foot awareness translates directly into steadier, more confident steps when you're up and walking around. The third exercise is a favorite because it works 2 directions at once: seated heel and toe raises. Sit with your feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. First, lift your heels up so you're balancing on the balls of your feet, then lower back down slowly. Do 10 of those. Then switch directions, lift your toes up while your heels stay planted on the ground, then lower them back down. Do 10 of those as well. You might notice your calves working a little here, and that's actually exactly the goal. Your calf muscles act almost like a second heart for your lower legs, contracting and relaxing to help pump blood back up toward your body. Keeping them active through simple, repeated movements like this is one of the most consistent, evidence-supported ways to support healthy circulation in the feet and lower legs, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting during the day. The fourth and final exercise uses a simple resistance band. The light, stretchy kind you can pick up at almost any pharmacy or department store for just a few dollars. Sit comfortably in your chair, loop the band around the ball of one foot, and hold the two ends loosely in both hands. Gently point your foot forward against the resistance of the band, then flex it back toward you, feeling a light pull the whole time. Repeat this 10 times, then switch to your other foot. Here's the detail that makes this one worth the extra minute. Adding light resistance gives your lower leg muscles a bit more of a challenge than movement alone provides. For many people, that extra engagement is associated with improved strength and stability in the ankle and foot over time, which matters because stronger ankles can help you feel more confident and steady on your feet, tingling or not. If you don't have a resistance band handy, you can even use a folded towel or an old scarf in the same way while you get started. Let's bring all four of these together into one simple routine. You can do all four exercises back to back in one short sitting session, and altogether, that's usually about 8 to 10 minutes of your day. Try to aim for most days of the week rather than pushing hard just once and stopping, because consistency matters far more than intensity when it comes to circulation and nerve comfort. It's also worth wearing supportive closed-toe shoes or grippy socks if your balance feels uncertain, even while you're seated and doing these movements. After each session, take a moment to check your feet visually, especially if you have diabetes or reduced sensation, since it's possible to develop a small cut, blister, or area of redness without actually feeling it happen. And if your doctor has already cleared you for regular walking or other activity, these chair exercises work best as a foundation underneath that, not as a replacement for the movement you're already doing. Now, an important note before we wrap up, everyone's feet and everyone's nerves are a little different, shaped by their own health history, medications, and daily habits. These exercises are generally safe and low impact for most people, but they're not a substitute for a proper diagnosis or a personalized treatment plan from someone who knows your medical history. Please reach out to your doctor promptly if you notice numbness or tingling that comes on suddenly rather than gradually, symptoms that are noticeably worse on one side of your body than the other, any open sores or wounds on your feet that don't seem to be healing, or if you have diabetes and haven't had your feet professionally checked in a while. These particular situations deserve a real medical evaluation, not just a home exercise routine, and catching them early can make a meaningful difference. And just to be clear, this video is meant as general health information, not personalized medical advice. It is not a diagnosis, and it's not a substitute for a real conversation with your doctor about your specific situation and history. Your feet carry you through every single day, even on the days when they're not sending you the clearest signals. They've supported you for decades through every walk, every errand, every moment you were standing beside the people you love. A few minutes in a chair, a few times a week, is a small, safe way to return a little of that care back to them. It doesn't require special equipment, a gym membership, or getting down on the floor, just a chair, a few quiet minutes, and a little consistency. If this was helpful, consider subscribing because I put out videos like this regularly, built to help you feel steadier, more informed, and more in control of your health as you move through this stage of life. Thanks so much for spending this time with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.